our brothers and sisters from the Jewish community would never willingly allow Nazis to educate their children. This is on our family reading list. So we're right now we're doing Sky Full of Elephants, and we go around and everybody read 3 pages, and we all read our pages. And but this is our next book, and I cannot wait to share this with my family, with my children.
Can you speak to that? Because people have been saying this book isn't meant for children. What are your
Can we
thoughts
talk
on
about? Let's talk about children. Let's talk about children. There is a point where a young character is about to see the results of some fire, about to participate in making some smoke. And there's a question in some of the characters, well, no, hide their face so that she doesn't see it. And the person who is the most wise in this particular moment says, oh, no, 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 she need to see it all. Because if she doesn't see it, there's no way for her to plan for the next time. If she's not exposed to it, how is she going to know what to do when the time comes to fan the next set of flames? And so as a parent, we have an almost 19-year-old, it'll be 19 later on this month, a 12-year-old. And I think part of the reason the fires have been buried under dirt and have smolders is because our young people are never exposed to the potential of fire making beauty. And I think that if we were, and this to me gets back to what we should be learning, and truly, and I always say this, our brothers and sisters from the Jewish community would never willingly allow Nazis to educate their children. So when we have turned our children over to an ideology, to curriculum, to school structure, to planning, to educators who were never prepared for us and who have never been challenged really beyond, I know there were bits and fights of, culturally responsive education and a whole lot. We were moving towards that before 2024. But I think part of the reason we persist in such inability to connect with our power is because we often wait until you're old enough to go to college, and maybe you take an Africana studies class, Clay. Maybe you take an intro, but you're not going to major in it, God forbid. And I think if we were having the same sorts of conversations with our children, because my kids could tell you early on in elementary school about the ovens. In third grade, my son, as a New York City public school student, the entire grade went to the Jewish Children's Museum in Brooklyn. And it is a whole museum that talks about Jewish culture, but all the things that they have experienced. And so part of the issue for me is that everybody else is making sure their children understand the good, the bad, the ugly, because how can you be prepared if you don't? And we think we are still protecting them from keeping them away from that information. And I think that scene where there's a young person who might have missed out on what she needed to see, and had she missed that moment, half the next set of years don't happen. But part of keeping our children away from that information is also a form of protection for us, because we are often fearful of what answers we would have to give if we were talking to our children honestly, because we have not prepared ourselves to be the flamethrowers and the fire starters that we need to be in this moment.
What's up? This is Clay Kane, and this is my book, the New York Times bestseller, Burn Down Master's House. This book is historical fiction based on real people who fought back. These are stories you need to know. In this time, in this era where our history is being erased, we need to see stories of resistance. Remembering is an act of resistance. You can get the book wherever books are sold, but I encourage you to go to your local bookstore. You have Uncle Bobby's in Philadelphia. I'm a hometown boy of Philadelphia. You have Strand Bookstore in New York City, Little City Books in New Jersey, bookstores all across the country. Support your local bookstore. This book is about community. This book is about coming together. This book is about tying the thread, tying the connection of who we all are as a people. There could be a house in your life you got to burn down. There could be chains in your life you have to break. And this book is the blueprint. Burn Down Master's House by Clay Kane.